Here we are at the TIA Live Desk at Capital Ideas 2026 in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Merritt Rolfing here with Nick Hubbard of Hubflow. Nick, how are you finding the conference so far?
It's been super exciting, honestly. Beautiful weather. I started Hubflow 2 years ago. Been going to a lot of these conferences, and I feel like this is the first time that you can feel the excitement, you can feel the optimism.
Great. So tell me a bit about Hubflow. You mentioned you started it 2 years ago. Tell me about that origin story and kind of how you found yourself to where you are today.
Yeah, for sure. So I was at Uber Freight prior to starting Hubflow. Lived through a couple big market swings, kind of like the one that we're going through now. My team there, we owned all of the automated pricing, bidding, load building products. So basically everything right up until the point of scheduling. And we saw, kind of like today when load boards go crazy, um, scheduling teams can get overwhelmed with, an influx of volume. So we built Hubflow to, remove that bottleneck, automate the scheduling work, and we've been heads down building for a little over a year now.
And so what is the response have you seen from the market overall, just from your customers or even just in the market in general? How are people feeling about the product?
Yeah, we've been super busy the last couple months. Our customers, their volume's up 30%, sometimes more, just in terms of load count. It's great for us. We actually charge, per appointment that we schedule. So we've been busy keeping up with that and rooting for our broker customers.
So you mentioned automation, obviously a big word in the brokerage industry today.
hmm
Tell me about how that is assisting brokers. Like, what is it that it is helping people to achieve, and where do you feel Hubflow is fitting into all that?
Yeah. So, I mean, practically, when we deploy at our customers, the smallest one is 100 million in revenue. And that means they have, a large team, think like 20 plus people who are doing, account management, client services type work. And our customers have been able to deal with this, recent uptick in volume without having to add headcount. And in one case, they're actually able to cut their headcount by almost 50%. So 20-person team became like a 13-person team.
So you mentioned you have, or rather, you have a product coming out called Sentinel.
hmm
Tell me a bit about Sentinel. Tell me about its kind of how it began and where you think it'll help take Hubflow.
Yeah, so Sentinel is the name for our automated rescheduling product. So we started out by doing the work of, load comes in, we need to go grab appointments. So email, portal, phone, wherever we need to go, we pick times and we go secure those appointments. That's great. That's what humans are doing today when it comes to scheduling, but we wanted to go one step further and actually start to optimize. So we noticed with one of our customers that they had a enterprise shipper who was sending them preset appointments that weren't very great. So think about like picking up at 3 a.m. Like no carrier wants that, right? So we realized we can look at that appointment, go into the portal, pick a better time, and just automatically re-optimize that transit without having to have a human involved in the process at all. So we're moving from work that humans are doing to work that the team would do if they have enough time, but no one has enough time these days, right? And that actually ties into improving carrier pay, keeping margins under control in this kind of market, and we're really excited about it.
Tell me about from the carrier side. What is that experience like? Because obviously you're working with brokers, but the carrier broker relationship is so important. So bringing a new tool can often maybe not cause a problem, but cause a new wrinkle to the conversation. How have you seen carriers experiencing?
Yeah.
that?
So our first user was really like the account manager, logistics coordinator type role, but we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from carrier sales, specifically on the Hubflow Sentinel product, because that actually makes it a lot easier to sell a load to a carrier if the appointment times are what that carrier wants, right? So yeah, feedback from carriers is great if they're not picking up loads at 3 a.m, right?
What's the plan going forward with it? Right, you're rolling it out. It's brand new.
Yeah, so right now, Sentinel is rescheduling loads in under very specific circumstances for certain portals, certain shippers where we allow that. We want to expand the number of use cases that Sentinel covers, and also start to open it up so it's not just an operations user who is asking us to reschedule in Sentinel, but it's actually available to other AI tools. So think voice AI provider, carriers on the phone, wants to book a load, change the appointments. We can actually enable that via API, which is, again, that's work that might happen between a carrier sales team and account managers today, but we think it could happen a whole lot more often.
Mm. And so is it a speed thing primarily? Is it an accuracy thing primarily? What is what is the first thing that brokers experience when bringing on this tool?
I think it's speed to secure appointments, additional lead time for finding a carrier. Like once you have the load appointed, every hour matters, particularly if you're getting last minute spot loads. So we're able to get those appointments faster.
So here, obviously at TIA, we have brokers of every size, right? Mm-hmm. What is currently, I guess, your ideal? You mentioned obviously that Hubflow has customers in the $100 million a year range. Like, what is your ideal, I guess, target audience for Sentinel right now? And then how do you expand that range?
Yeah, we're working with larger brokers primarily because they have the TMSs that we can easily plug into, open APIs, that kind of thing. We are working on a few TMS partnerships, so hoping to have some of those conversations here at TIA. And that'll expand to brokers that might not have those APIs out of the gate.
So what are you hoping to, I guess, experience here at Capital Ideas 2026? What is the, I guess, we've all been to trade shows. What is your end goal here, I suppose?
Yeah, I mean, look, we actually spent yesterday on site with one of our customers, Emerge. They're based in Phoenix. So it was really great to spend time with them. But
what is the feedback? I mean, obviously, it's tough, I suppose, to through an email see really how people are reacting. But when you were there, what was that real? How did it feel to see the tool in action and people experiencing it?
Yeah, we launched our new. They run on Slack, so we have a Slack app. We launched that to them. Everyone was really excited about that. I think the overall feedback has been extremely positive, and it's been, I think, especially as the market tightens and you've got users who are spending more time on spot boards, like tender acceptance, it's been like a sense of relief. Like, oh, I don't have to also handle scheduling on top of all that new work, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, in terms of what we're hoping to get out of TIA, I think there's no replacement for time with a customer, and we have, we're fortunate we have several customers and prospective customers who are here, so just looking forward to some quality time with them.
And how can people find Hubflow?
Get hubflow.ai, or just reach out to me, Nick Hubbard, on LinkedIn.
Beautiful. All right. Well, Nick, I really appreciate your time today. It's been fantastic. Hope you have a great time here at the show. I know the trade show is going to be open up tomorrow afternoon, so people can come find your booth.
Yeah, we're excited. We got to go build the booth now.
Oh, so. Well, hey, it's all hands on deck here for this company, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this session of TIA Live Desk here at Capital Ideas 2026.